Hello everyone, and welcome to Ariana's Food Adventures. This adventure we are making broccoli cheddar cheese soup, which is one of my absolute favorites. Let's get cooking, shall we? Alright, to begin our broccoli cheddar cheese soup, what I'm going to start is prepping our aromatics. So, one garlic clove, just smash it, that way it comes right out of the peel just like that. Get that nice chop. Alright, once that's been minced, go ahead and scoop it up and put it right into your bowl. And to this bowl, we're going to add one onion that I put in the freezer for about 10-15 minutes or so, just so that way it freezes the enzymes, and that way I'm not crying during the process. Alright, so our onions and garlic have been diced up. Let's get our cheddar cheese prepped up, shall we? Alright, so you can't have broccoli cheddar soup without some cheddar cheese, right? So I'm using extra sharp cheddar cheese today, but if you'd rather mild cheddar, certainly can use that, no problem. Whichever cheddar you like is your favorite. And just start grating it and put it right into our bowl here. Alright, so to prep up our next ingredient, I got some lovely carrots right here. I'm going to give these a nice thorough wash, and then I'm going to peel them, and then just go and rough chop them because I'm going to put them in my little handy dandy food processor here. Make my life a lot easier. Alright, so got our carrots roughly chopped. I kind of scattered them around. We're just going to put them in the food processor, turn it on, and we're just going to pulse it a couple times till it's nice and like little chunks. You'll see. Look at that. Nice little tiny pits. Get a little spatula. Technically this is more for baking, but it does come in handy for things like this. That way you can just get every little bits of carrots in the food processor. Just dump it in like that. Alright, just like that you have little bits of carrots. It's perfect. Alright, so just like the carrots, we're just going to kind of trim off the broccoli a little bit just to make our life easier. We're going to take these little loose florets, kind of break them apart just like that, and then we're going to add them to our food processor as well. Alright, so I added all of our broccoli in the food processor just like before, turn it on, and give it a nice little pulse. Look at that. Perfect tiny little pieces of broccoli. And it's great just because, you know, it makes it a lot easier to enjoy the soup, you know, in my opinion. I love when everything's roughly the same size. That way you get a nice spoonful of everything from the carrots, the broccoli. So we're going to add this broccoli to our carrot bowl over here. Alright, so our last thing to prep it is our chicken stock. So I got a big measuring cup here, and I filled about 3 cups of water, and I'm just going to heat this up to make some good old chicken stock. Alright, so I got some nice boiling water, so we're just going to add our lovely chicken cubes, kind of smash them a little bit, and then give it a nice little stir, and there you have it, folks, instant chicken stock. And just like that, we have everything prepped up. We got our chicken stock prepped up, we got all of our cheese sliced and ready to go, we got our broccoli and carrots all diced up and ready to go, as well as our onions and garlic. Alright, to get going with our broccoli cheddar soup, I got a nice little soup pan right here. It's one of my go-tos for my soups, or I like using a Dutch oven, but since it's just me and my honey for today, I'm just going to use a smaller one. So to that pan, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter. Stick that right to the pan. We're going to put the heat to about medium-high heat. Give that a few moments for the butter to melt, and once the butter is melted and ready to go, then we're going to add our onions and garlic. Then a nice little stir just to combine every bit of that butter right into that onions and garlic. So we're going to let this saute for a few minutes until it's nice and soft and the onions are nice and tender as well. I'll see you back in a few. Alright, so our onion and garlic have been sauteing for about 5 minutes in that butter, and look how good that looks. And I wish you could smell it in there. It smells so good. Alright, so to that, we're going to add some flour. And the flour is going to do a wonderful job of thickening the soup. That way it's nice and thick. And we're going to saute this for a couple minutes or so, just to cook out that raw flour flavor. And to that, we're going to add our lovely chicken stock. Pour it right on in. And as that soup starts heating up, it's going to start thickening everything. So give that a nice little stir. And to that, we're going to add our broccoli carrot mixture. Dump it right on in. Nice little sprinkle of salt right over the carrots and broccoli. Give that a nice little stir just to combine everything. And last but not least, our cheddar cheese. I'm going to add about 3/4 of this because I'm going to save the quarter. I'll show you what to do at the very end with it. So just dump that right in. We're going to set this aside. And to this wonderful soup, we're going to add some half and half and some whole milk. Dump the half and half right on in just to give it a nice little richness. And just good old whole milk. Alright, and give this a nice little stir. And we're going to actually set this to low heat because we want to slowly melt that wonderful cheddar cheese into it. Alright, so I got 2 tablespoons of butter right here. We're just going to cut that in half. And we're going to cut that in half again, because each half will be for each side of our wonderful grilled cheese. Just get that prepped up. Add that half right into the skillet. Alright, so I got some Italian bread right here. I'm just going to take some good old Colby Jack cheese. Now, feel free to use cheddar, or Monterey Jack, or Colby, or whatever cheese you want. I mean, hey, you can't go wrong with cheese, right? So we're going to assemble our lovely little grilled cheese just like that. We're going to add it right into the pan just like that. Give it a nice little press down just to get a nice golden brown color. So we'll give this a couple minutes, flip it over till it's nice and golden brown, and I'll show you a little trick to get that cheese all ooey gooey goodness. Alright, so the first side, let's take a look at our first side of that grilled cheese. Ooh, look at that beautiful golden brown color. Love it. Add a little bit more butter because you can never have enough butter when it comes to grilled cheese. We're going to saute this back on the other side, and a little trick just to get the cheese all melted and gooey, just put a lid right over that and the steam will just make the cheese just melt, and it's just so good. Look at that melted cheese goodness. Look at that little trick. Just from a lid, it makes the cheese all ooey gooey goodness. Just put that on the plate just like that. Oh, you can see how stringy cheesy goodness it is right there. So we're going to set this aside. Some of that broccoli cheddar cheese soup. Just pour it right on in just like that. Remember that little cheese I told you to save from earlier? Just sprinkle it just like that as a little garnish for the broccoli cheddar cheese soup. Because like I said, you can never have enough cheese, right? And there you have it, folks. Broccoli cheddar cheese soup. Super delicious, super yummy, and perfect on a cold day if you ask me. I will see you on my next adventure. Enjoy!